Now, police are yet to apprehend assailants who set the auditorium of the Believers' House of Worship ablaze following a land dispute between the church and a private developer. The incident happened at Okwegono, a suburb of Bachuna, Monday, when the assailants wielding weapons invaded the church premises, destroying over 500 chairs, musical instruments, among other properties. Joy News' Latif Idris visited the area and reports that the assailants are laying claim to the land on which the church is built.
I'm standing on the ruined pulpit of the Believers' House of Worship International Church at Okwegono in the Lekma constituency, where earlier today at around 1 p.m. Monday, we had thugs numbering over 10 who stormed this church premises, terrorized the foreman and his workers away, later on stormed the main auditorium of the church, poured petrol in and set the whole place ablaze. In the background, properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis have all been burnt. Now, the owner of the church and the leader, I must say, has been speaking to us. Did you see this coming?
Yes and no, because 3 months ago, by then we had our materials in the store. The same guys came and wielding guns, and then they poured petrol on all the materials. They burnt everything and sped off, only for them to come today again, more than the number that came the former time, more of them wielding guns than the number that we did the last time, and this time pursuing the foreman.
Do you have genuine documentation over this piece of land?
You know how the process goes, and if you're gonna wait, then you will keep staying outside. So it's still being worked on whilst we're working, and since we've not gotten any injunction from the courts, then it means work can go on.
A church member who is heartbroken also gave us his own account of the incident.
I'm broken. Seriously, I can't hold myself. Seriously, and some things are better. I mean, it's okay if you don't.
Yeah. But earlier we spoke with the foreman who gave a first-hand account of exactly what happened here Monday afternoon.
Around 1 p.m. and we saw some gunmen with NPP branded pickup with car registration number JT 5069-16. They were in NPP branded smoke. So immediately they got out of the car. They pointed at me, "You come here. You are the foreman, come here. You are very stubborn, come here." I said, "Why? Come here for what?" But they have been here before. I think about 2-3 months ago, they came to burn our storeroom. So when I saw them, like it's the same people, I had to flee from my life because the guy began to pull a gun from him, threatening me that I should come. So I had no option than to run for my life. So I meandered myself through the bamboos and managed myself out. They were chasing me up with a gun. And
but they didn't pull the trigger.
They didn't pull the trigger. They were with a gun on me that I should come, and I began to run. So when they couldn't catch me, in fact, I had my way out. When they couldn't catch me, they brought petrol in what we call Kufo gallon, the 18-liter, full of petrol. They entered into the auditorium, poured it around, and lighted the place on fire.
Do you know why they did that? Do you know the motive behind it?
Yes, the other time they came, they mentioned one Madame Dorothy's name, that she is the one who sent them, that she possessed the land, and we don't have any right to build on the land. Okay. So they couldn't give us even the brief to say anything. They began to scatter things around and they beat us up, if I would say so. The other time they came, the last time 2 months they came, they beat us up, took our phones, took our machineries, the tools, my boys, their bags containing their personal items, took everything away.
How many men are we looking at?
Yeah, the other time they came, they were 8 in number, but this time around they are not less than 10.
The police are, however, carrying out their investigations and are not willing to speak to the matter as at now. They've promised, however, that they will bring logical conclusion to this attack and the perpetrators will be brought to book.
Now, head pastor of the Believers' House of Worship, Reverend Abraham Lamte, explained the church was summoned to court over a suit challenging their ownership of the land some 7 months ago. The church responded to the suit, which started a legal determination of the rightful owner of the land. Reverend Lamte, who was shocked by the incident, has joined us on the phone. Reverend, how long has the ownership of the land been in dispute?
Good morning and good morning to your listeners. I'll say roughly 4 or 5 months.
The line is not so clear. Sorry, you said it's 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
How long, sir?
4 or 5 months. Yeah, 4 or 5 months.
Right. And have you been? How have the other party dealt with you in the 4 or 5 months?
Personally, I have never met her. So even if she's standing right here, I can't tell you if she's the one. But our lawyers are been handling it. And the case is in the court. We've not been giving any injunction or restraining or nothing. The case is just going on. Because we have started work long. We started to work last year. So we've been working there long before somewhere February, March. This year she took the case to court.
Members been reacting to this incident?
Hello?
Reverend, how have your members been reacting to the incident?
Wonderful. Everybody is okay. Everybody is rather motivated. You know, it's not done any damage to the members. You know, faith is not because you see it materially, but because you believe you have it in your heart. So everybody is okay.
So what is the next step for you?
Well, it's in the hands of the police. So I believe strongly they will do a wonderful work. They will do a wonderful job, and they will be caught. We need to get the face behind all this. You know.
What would you be willing to take the matter to court yourself if this face behind it is discovered?
Sure, I will. I will. You know, we don't have to spiritualize everything. You know, the right thing has to be done. So yes, we will. We'll seek the advice of our lawyers, and what they tell us to do, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Now, we understand that this is not the first time that something like this has happened in your church. Do you feel threatened now that this incident has occurred?
Threatened, no, but disturbed if we no longer have regard to the laws governing the nation. Then we all have to wake up. If anybody can get up and do what they like, then we have to get up and put things right.
But say, if this has been happening for a while, why then do you go back to that site?
Well, we were there. Their mission is for us to stop. When we stop, they would have won. So we'll keep working. We keep serving our God. We keep doing what the Lord wants us to do.
Are your items insured, the items you lost?
Well, they burnt everything. I mean, everything burnt too much. But what they burnt were the material things, not our God. So we'll still be worshiping our God.
Have you insured these items that they burnt?
You know, with the items, no. And the site, no, because it's like a project that is going on. It is an ongoing project. We haven't finished yet. So we're waiting to finish, and then we're bringing the insurance, and then we take that step. So for now, I'll tell you, no, we've not insured anything.
So where will your church be meeting this Sunday?
Well, we're having service right this morning, and if you pass by, you will see we are meeting right at the premises. There is a space next to the auditorium they came to bang. We are meeting right there under canopy.
Right next to the ashes?
Yeah.
Well, your final words then, Reverend.
Well, all I will say is that this shouldn't be something to discourage us, but this should be a moment that we should stand together and give praise to God. You know, but also, the laws are not for any political party. So let's not say because they came in a politically branded vehicle, then it is NPP or NDC. The laws are for Ghana. And if we don't let the laws work, we will have a problem. All I'll say is we should all come together and let the law work.
Reverend, who do you suspect did this?
Well, we see the case in the court, and she is a lawyer herself. I wouldn't want to say she's my suspect, I suspect the gentlemen who came there to burn the place up, if they are caught, they will let us know who is responsible.
Right, thank you very much, Reverend Abraham Lamte, for your time. He's the head pastor of the Believers' House of Worship, which has been burnt to ashes in Okwegono near Batcho. Now, my colleague Maxwell Agbagba visited the church premises this morning.
I'm Kasim Shaw. Kasim is actually the contractor here working on this project. As you know, the church building has not been completed, so he's the one working, making sure that they complete, the church building, which was set ablaze yesterday. Let's speak to Kasim Shaw. Let's find out from him, what he came to meet yesterday when he came to the scene. Kasim, what did you see when you came here yesterday?
Actually, I was going to buy cement. I left the site like 3 minutes to the roadside. And I had a call from my foreman that people has attacked the church and it's fire. So within a minute, I was back because I was not far. So when I came back, all this place was in fire. So we tried, me and my boys, and some neighbors came to help us to put it off. Whilst I made a call to fire service to intervene, when they came, everything was already in control. So they take the statement, then later on we went to federal police who's concerned for...
You told me that this is the third time this is happening.
Yes, this is the third time. Last year, they were using NDC cars. They came... that one I was here, so they attacked me personally, but they only damaged few walls. They break some wood we were using. The second, early this year, 3 months ago, they came with the same car but branded as MPP.
Let me just say that we cannot independently verify these claims, but you said last year was NDC branded, yes. And then this year?
MPP.
Okay.
Then I was not around. Also the same thing. Normally I come in the morning, then later on I check on the boys and I leave to other sites. Okay. The same thing, they burn. We had a storeroom at the entrance. You can see there is some evidence, some plywood. We had plywood worthy over 70,000. All was burned. And some others, they took the boys' phones, money. They beat up the foreman. There was a lot of nonsense, and they left. This time around, this is what you can see, the damage. And last Sunday was our second official service. I'm also a member of this church. Okay.
If you talk about second official service, what do you mean? Second official service in this church?
In this church.
In this room?
In this room. We left our former church to come here at Nongwa.
So the former church was at Nongwa?
Yes, please.
And then Sunday was the second time you were holding service in this
place.
Wow. So tell me, working here right now, knowing that this tax come, and there's a third time they are coming, do you feel safe working around?
Yeah, that will not stop me to build the church, the house of God. Will not stop me. I will continue and I will finish it. And I promise you.
Now, you mentioned that last year they came in NDC branded car, and then this year NPP branded.
Yes,
Tell me, do you have any suspicions that they just want to use that as, as a ploy to make you think that they are backed by some top political actors or anything like that?
In my thought, just they are using political to do it, but I don't think political is involved. I don't think Ghana have something to do in the house of God. Political, they don't hear house of God. If it is a church or a mosque, they don't.
So you think it's just a ploy to...
Yes, it's just something they are using to do.
The police was also called to the incident of the accident. On the line with us is the Assistant Public Relations Officer of the Greater Accra Regional Police, Inspector Kwabna Danso. Thanks for your time, sir. What has the police gathered on the issue?
Good morning to your listeners. I can confirm to you that the police is trying to unravel the brain behind that particular incident. For now, the police preliminary investigation disclosed that the piece of land on which the church is sited is subject of litigation. As a result of that, people who are connected with the litigation has been invited. That is what I can say. And for now, we are keeping an eye on the crime scene. So that is what the police has done so far.
Now, this has happened before, according to the pastor himself and some other church members. In the past, what investigations have you done about this?
Well, I am not privy to what he's saying, but what I can assure him is that this time around, the police will do everything possible to bring those perpetrators to book. He should keep, I will assure him that he should keep calm. He shouldn't take the law into control now. The police will do everything to bring those perpetrators to book.
Did the police investigate the previous incidents?
Well, I can't speak to that. What happened yesterday is what I'm speaking to police.
Now, it was reported that the persons who burned the building yesterday were in NPP colors. Have you been looking into this?
Well, all these things will be part of the investigation the police will be doing. So we should just keep our hands crossed and wait for the police investigations.
Now, you mentioned that you have invited the other party in the land dispute. Is that person suspected in any way?
Well, we believe that as a result of the litigation, that is why some of these things are showing up. That is why the police has invited other parties to the land litigation to come for further investigation.
But apart from that person, have any arrests been made?
We've not arrested any person here. That with time, we'll have, those who are connected with the crime will be arrested.
We are told that the church members are still meeting at that same premises. Will the police consider protecting them?
Yes, the police will see a way of getting security for them.
And how soon will the security get there?
Come again, please.
When will the security men get there?
Well, I will draw the attention of the divisional commander very soon.
When, sir? Can you give?
It will be today. It will be today. I will draw the attention of the divisional commander to it.
Now, if the church members are meeting there, wouldn't it tamper with evidence?
Well, the police has already visited the scene, like I said. So they should. We don't want a situation where they will create another problem. They should just allow the police to investigate the issue.
Right, thank you very much, Inspector Kwabena Danso. He is the Assistant Regional PRO for the Greater Accra Regional Police Command.